Hi, 22 years ago this month, something remarkable happened to me, which was not good. But in the end, it turned out that I found out that I had something that I never knew that I had. And it was called courage. I was involved in a protracted divorce over my John F. Kennedy collection. After I found out that I could not pay any alimony because I caught the other party in that state, they came after my John F. Kennedy collection. And they came after it very aggressively. To make a long story short, I was caught in a trap, kind of, and I was actually put in jail, not prison. It's not a felony, it's not a misdemeanor. It's just civil. I was put in jail by a judge who hated the Kennedys, and she hated me. And I don't think she liked McDonald's either. I had sold my McDonald's and was ready to move back to Florida from Spartanburg, South Carolina. When I went to court, figured what could they do to me? I'll go ahead and give you half of my collection, but they ordered to give all of my collection to the state to be sold off. Well, that was never going to happen. So finally, when the judge ordered me to jail for 1 year, she asked me, "Are you ready to give it up now?" And I said, well, 5 minutes ago I was ready to give it up, half of it up. Now I wouldn't give you a dollar pin from 1960. Let's go to jail. I served 10 months in South Carolina jail. I am not a criminal, so whatever you believe, you can believe what you want to believe. But it's civil. People go to jail for a lot of reasons. Child support, no license plates, so forth. But what this did to me was I'm kind of bulletproof. I don't care anymore what people think. I don't care, really. Kind of never, thought about that before. But I wrote a book. This is just a sample of the book that I wrote in jail. I was in solitude for 10 long months. And you can see here, I was given yellow legal pads, and I filled it up. When I got back, I had it transcribed. And the original part of it, here's you can see here, okay? The original title was JFK, Jail, Divorce, and a True Story. But my book editor said, wait a minute, you have a very negative book about the divorce, so let's make this positive because you're a very positive person, which was nice to hear again. So we changed the name, she changed the name to JFK, Jailed for Kennedy. I'm finishing this book now. I'm on the last chapter. The last chapter is a lot of fun. The other chapters are about collecting John F. Kennedy memorabilia, about having breakfast with George W. Bush, about talking to H.W. Bush, about meeting Ronald Reagan, about meeting movie stars like Kevin Costner and Danny Aiello, making movies with my iconic car, and of course hiding that car for many, many years. The court came after me for 7 to 10 years, aggressively, knocking at my window, subpoenas, depositions, and you name it. But I beat them all. I beat them all with my stiletto tongue, according to my lawyer, who is fantastic in Fort Lauderdale. She's a great lawyer. So anyway, my book is going to be out. I just want to show you one more thing. This is the anniversary of 22 years of being put in Spartanburg County Jail. Even the jail people called me JFK when they called me to come for lunch or dinner. They said, Thompson, Morris, JFK. These are the jail shoes. I kept them. And these are going to somebody one day when I leave this great earth, if they're delivered properly like I asked. Anyway, that's a little bit about this anniversary for me. Many of you know this, many of you do not know my story. But John Kennedy to me was like part of my family. And that day when I saw my mom coming home, when I came home from school crying, that was it for me. I had it. I had to know more about President Kennedy. It was the spark that started this entire collection. So that's what's happening this April of 2021. 22 years out of the Spartanburg County Jail. And by the way, even guards drove from Spartanburg and came down and visited me. It's pretty neat. I wrote a letter to John F. Kennedy Jr. while I was in jail. When I got out, Melody Miller, who was the family spokesperson called me up and said, "You have a lot of moxie." Well, that's what Ted Kennedy said about a lot of things, and his father, Joe Kennedy, said that about a lot of people. I had to look up the word moxie, I'll be honest with you. So I learned that I have guts and I have courage to sit there for 10 long months or longer for something that you truly believe. They took away my rights and my freedoms. So I'm back on top. Everything's fine. But I wanted you to know that this book here is coming out. And if you'd like to have the first 12 chapters and the foreword, I'll be happy to send it to you. Just send me your email address on a PM message. By the way, the foreword is written by a very famous man. Every single person in the world knows his face, but they don't know his name. He was 99 years old when he died last year, and I was at his funeral, became a very good friend of his. He did the foreword of my book. I'm not going to tell you who that is, but he's very famous. He's been on every newspaper, magazine, every newspaper headline. He's been on television, radio, and he was a wonderful guy. So he did the foreword for me. So anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to shut off the camera, and that's what happened to me 22 years ago. So we all have our strengths, and mine was, you do me dirty, I'll beat you up. And I beat them, didn't I? I beat them all. I'm still here, and guess what? I have my collection. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful day. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.